So we'll see few programs we'll see today, and then I'll tell you one more interesting topic in this. Okay. So we have seen the basic programs. So how to write for addition of two numbers like that. So we have seen some programs, right? So what we have seen in the last classes, I think addition of numbers and multiplication of numbers. So we done, right?
Yes.
Yes or no? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now we'll see uh, a few other programs. So we will see and how to use a float variables and all. We'll see and we'll move on. Okay. So we'll see. We'll try to display uh, reminder and coefficients of the division operation. Okay. Coefficient. So we'll see. So hash include. So first I'm starting with my documentation or comment section. First I have written, and then I am starting my linking section. So which is hash include. I'll write stdio dot h, and then I'll write my main function. I'll write like this: void main. So what I'll do here is simply I'll start with my variables what I require in this program. So what are the variables I require? So to apply this reminder, that means the division operation. So division operation, I require two variables. So one for numerator and other for denominator. So I'll say those two as int a comma b. A and b are the two operands of division operation, and also I'll get a result. So I'll say result 1 for reminder, and I'll say a result 2 for quotient. Okay. So one is reminder for one result and result 2 for quotient. So I'll take. So first, after this variable declaration, I will start with input of my program. So what is the input to your program? I'll take, let us say two numbers I'll take. I'll say a value as 10 and a b value as 3. So a and b values are the inputs to my program. Giving the values of a and b as input to the program. And then now I'll do the calculation. That means I'll apply these operations. So first I'll say a divided by b, and I'll say a result 2 is equal to a. So to get the remainder, I'll say modular division. I'll apply modular division. So when I apply modular division, I'll get the remainder here. So now I'll write the output of this task. So printf percentile d. So what is percentile d here? What is this percentile d means? So percentile d is the
Integer.
format specifier for
Integer.
integer. It is a format specifier for integer. So percentile d divide by percentile d is equal to percentile d. So what are the arguments you have to write here? So how many arguments you have to write here first?
Two.
Three format specifiers. You need to write three arguments.
Okay. I thought only that integer is not equal to 1.
What?
I have thought that those two not the is equal to percentage B1.
No. For number of format specifiers, that many arguments you have to write here. First one is A, second one is B, and third one is result one. Okay, I'll write one more printf. So to display the what is that? The reminder printf. Again, I'll write percentile D. So this time I am applying modular division. Percentile D is equal to percentile D. So this time I am applying A, B,
Result 2.
result 2. So first thing what I am doing immediately after writing my main function in first year is, so first you have to list out all the variables you require. What are the variables that you use in this program? So those variables you have to declare there. And next, what is the input for your task? What is the input for the task? So input is I want to give the values of A and B. If I know the values of A and B, I can do A by B and A modular B. I can apply these two operations. So I'm storing the result of A divided by B into result 1 and A modular B into result 2. Okay, I got these two results. So now, so input is over. This is my input. This is your calculations, and this is my
Output.
output part. Yes. See what happens uh, when you run this code. So what are the steps we do for executing this program?
Execute tab.
First of all, you have to compile
Compile.
the code. So when
Then
you
run.
compile the code, so it will verify. So in our point of view, it will just verify for the errors. In the computer point of view, it converts the program into low level code. Okay. So once after the compilation is successful, so now you can run the code. So it is a bit clumsy. So I'll write here like this. You can write a slash n. Okay, actually, what actually happens is, so when you want to display this percentile D in the code, so we'll write like this. So percentile. So that is not taking the value here. So you can skip one percentile symbol here. So then it will give you,
Sir,
yes,
is there any code like how to change the font, color and font?
which font. So the code which I am writing here,
Any font like a blue color font or stylish font or
yes, yes,
font
yes.
font
You
one,
can
font
you
two, bigger font.
you can go here and you can check for the fonts. See, you can see here.
Yes, sir.
So different fonts available, sizes. If you want colors also, you can just may change the colors here.
Okay, sir.
In the tools option, so you have editor options. So there you can change. So this is how you can do the basic operations like division or modular operations. So I'll tell you one more program. This we'll see swapping of two numbers. So what is meant by swapping of two numbers? swapping of two numbers means, let us say I have two variables like this, say A and B. Let us say I have a value A here is 10 and B value is 15. So what swapping means is exchanging the values of A and B. So that means A value becomes
15.
and B
B
value
value 10.
becomes.
10.
So this is what I want. I will give two numbers to A and B, and after applying some operations, I want the values of A and B like this. That means I want to get the value of A into B and the value of B into A. So how to get it? How to get the value of A into B and B into A? Suppose I have a values like this, A equal to 10, say like this, A equal to 10 and B is equal to 15. So let us say these are the values of A and B. So how you will get the value of A into B and B into A? Can I write like this? That means A equal to B and B equal to A. Hello, can I?
Yep.
Ah,
Can I write like this to get the value of A, B
yes,
into
sir.
A and A into B?
Yes, sir.
See, look what actually happens here. So if A value is 10 and B value is 15, right? So these are the values of my A and B. So what is your first statement here? What is my first statement here?
A equal to B.
A is equal to
So
B.
A equal to B. So what actually happens when I write A equal to B? The value of B will get stores into A.
Reciprocal method.
So
Value
it's
of B is replaced. A.
the value of A is replaced with
B.
15.
15, which is
15.
B.
Correct.
So what is my next statement? B is equal to
A.
A. So what is the value of A? So that means I'm storing the value of A into B. So what is the value
10.
of A?
10.
How
10.
come it is 10? 10 got replaced with 15 in the previous step. So where is your 10 now?
In B.
No, it is not there. You lost the value of 10 and it got replaced with 15.
Hmm.
At a
Yes.
time, a variable can hold only one value. Previously, it is 10. In the first step, you have written A equal to B. That means you are replacing the value of A with B. So you will lost 10 and you will get 15. And when I write the statement B is equal to A, that means you are again copying the value of A. So now the current value of A is 15 and that will be copied into B again.
Okay.
So now you have both the values of A and B are
15.
15. So does it mean swapping? Does this result means swapping? No. Swapping means you have to exchange the values of A and B. You should get the value of A into B and you should get the value of B into A. But here it is not happening. So this is not the logic for swapping the values of A and B. Then what is the logic for swapping A and B? So we'll see here. So for this purpose of what I'll do here is I will take an extra variable. I'll
So
take
why
one.
does it replace?
What?
So why does B value didn't replace?
Why does?
B value doesn't replace.
You are not writing, you are writing the statement A is equal to B. I'm writing the statement A equal to B. Are you modifying the value of A or B here?
A,
It copies the value of B into A. Are you copying something into B?
no sir.
No, it will not get modified then. My first statement is A equal to B. So when I write A equal to B, it means you copy the value of B into A. That doesn't mean to copy the value of A into B. So B value doesn't get modified. It modifies only the value of A. Hello?
Hello?
You got or not?
Yes sir.
So for this purpose, so what I'll be doing here is I'll just take a temporary extra variable. I'll call it as temp. I'll take an extra variable. So what I'll do in this do with this extra variable is, so first immediately after getting the values of A and B, so when I want to swap, so first I'll copy this value of A into temporary variable. That means I am maintaining the second copy for the variable A. I'm maintaining two copies. So one copy with the name A and the other copy with the name temp. So that means I'll say like this: temp is equal to A. So now what is the value of your temp? Temp value is 10. So now what I'll do is I'll copy this value of B into A. I'll copy the value of B into A. So this time I'll write like this: A is equal to B. So now what is the value of your A? So from 10, your A value gets 15. You'll get the value of A as 15. After completion of this, now I'll copy the value of that temporary value into B. So now copy this temporary into B. So this is your first step. This is your, and this is your third step. So now the copy the value of this temporary into B. So I'll say B is equal to, so now with this statement, so you got the value of B into A and you will get the value of A into B. So this is what actually swapping is. So this is the logic for swapping of two numbers. So understood or not? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
So you people able to follow or not? Hello?
So still I am confusing.
What?
Still I am confused.
So where you are confusing?
That how you swap to temporary.
I am just first look at these three statements here. So first I have taken one extra variable. I
Yes,
have
sir.
taken one extra variable. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, tell me.
Nothing, sir.
Yes. I have taken one extra variable and copying the value of this a into that temporary variable.
Now, why A? Why can we do B?
You can do anything.
Okay, sir.
You can do that also. You can copy the value of b into temporary.
Hmm.
So whatever you are copying into temporary, first replace that value. I am copying a value into temporary and I am replacing that a with b. If you copy b into temporary, you replace b value with a.
Okay.
You will get it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we'll see how to write the program for this. So first I'll write hash include stdio.h and I'll say int main. You can say int main or you can say void main. Anything is fine. I'll say void main. So first what I'll do is I'll take the variables I require. I'll say a, b, and I require a temporary variable. You can give it name as temp or you can give it a c or any name you give. And I'm taking input. So what input I require? I'll take the value of a. A value is 15. I'll take b value as 12. You can take any values. Ultimately, I just want to exchange the values of a and b. That's it. Okay. So I'll say so printf. So swapping. Before swapping, what is the value of a? Is percentile d, comma b is equal to percentile d. So I'll just displaying the values of a and b here. So what are the values of a and b before applying this swapping technique? It will be displayed, and then I'll say so temp. So temp is equal to b. So you asked me why not b? You can copy value of b here. Okay. So now replace the value of b with a. Then copy the value of a with temp value into a, and then again display printf. So after swapping, a value is percentile d, comma b value is percentile d. Okay, so why I have written before and after swapping is just for our convenience to see what are the values of a and b. So how whether they got exchanged or not. So for that purpose, I have written a print statement before applying the swapping technique. So this is your actual swapping technique, right? This is your swapping technique. So I'm just displaying what are the values of a and b before applying this technique and what are the values of a and b after applying the techniques. Okay, so we'll see. So compile and run your code. So I'll write slash n. Slash n means what is the purpose of writing a slash n?
Next line.
Yes, a new line. So see, so before swapping the values of a and b are 15 and 12, and after swapping the values of a and b are 12 and 15. Okay,
So why the compiler is coming like black, sir?
why?
Why the compiler is coming black, sir? Why doesn't it come in some other color?
You can make it any color. You can go and select the colors and Why bothering about colors and all? So that is all.
I can understand. I can really understand anything, sir.
What?
Sir, you can read easily.
Actually, black and white you can easily see. So that is why I kept it black and white. The background is black and the text is on white color with on that.
Sir, how to change that?
You go to the tools and you can there you can verify. I don't remember that how to change it. I don't know. So tools and editor option, so you can check here. So you have number of tabs here. Actually, I too don't remember how to change it all. So I just know the font. That's it. I never actually tried for it also. So this is how you can say swapping. So what happens simply if I say A equal to B and B equal to A, it will not apply the complete swapping technique. That is not the complete swapping technique. So with the help of this third variable, you can do swapping. The same way swapping can also be done with only two variables by applying some addition and subtraction operations. Okay, so I'll just tell you the concept so you try for that code. So how what actually we should do? So I'll tell you that. So you just you people try it how to swap two numbers without using a third variable. So in this example, I have taken an extra third variable, which is temp. You can also do the same thing without that third variable. So I'll tell you how. So what is I have two variables A and B. Okay. So let us say B value is 20. So I'm not taking any third variable. So I'll just use only these two variables. So I'll sum up the values of A and B. So what is the value of A plus B? 30. I'll store that 30 into A. I'm just replacing that A value with A plus B. Okay. Now I'll just modify the value of B. So how I'll modify the value of B is A minus B. What is the value of A minus B? What is the value of A minus B?
Minus 10.
It is
Minus 10.
minus 10. A minus B, 30 minus 20 is minus 10.
No, sir, 10, 10, 10.
And now I'll say A equal to A minus B. 30 minus 10.
We didn't pay.
Hmm?
No, sir. I just told heavy rain started.
20. So does the values of A and B got exchanged? So the values of A and B got exchanged. So in this concept, I have not used any third variable. Am I using any third variable?
No, sir.
No. So like this, you can apply swapping of two numbers. So what are the steps I have done here? First, I added the values of A and B, that is A plus B. So I am storing the value of A plus B into A. And then I am modifying the value of B. So how I am modifying the value of B? How I am modifying the value of B? So b equal to a minus b. And now again I am modifying the value of a equal to a minus b. So with these steps I can exchange the values of a and b, and this logic works for any numbers you take, not only 10, 20. You take any two numbers and you apply this logic, so the numbers of a and b will get exchanged. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'll tell you one more thing. So in the last class, I think so we have discussed something about a printf, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So printf is actually a statement which we use for give output from the program. When a program want to display something, we'll use this printf. In the same way, like a printf, we have other statement called scanf. We have another statement called scanf. Scanf is for input. Scanf is for input. Sir, we are taking input for the program. So like we are writing a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. We are writing input. Yes, we are writing input there. But we have two types of inputs are there. We have two types of inputs. So one type is called as static input and the other type is called as dynamic input. What is the static input and what is the dynamic input? Static input is the input which is given in compile time. So when we are running the code, so we'll use two steps. One is compile, another one is running the code. If the input is given at compile time, that input is called as a static input. If the input is given at runtime, that input is called as dynamic input. Okay. If the input given in compile time, we call it as a static input. Like example, when you are writing a equal to 20. So this is what we are giving input to your variables when you are compiling the code. When you are compiling the code, so there itself you are giving input for the program, or input for your variables. In the same way, you can also give input to your variables when you are running the code. When you are running the code, you can give input to your variables. That kind of input is called as dynamic input. A dynamic input can be given by using this function called scanf. Dynamic
So
input, or
how do we find compile time or runtime?
if the input is like this kind of statement, that is dynamic static input. If the input is like this, it is
Yeah.
dynamic input.
Okay, sir.
If the input given with a scanf, that is a dynamic input.
Okay, sir.
Static input means, so when you execute this code, so see, so we have written one program for this, like a swapping of two numbers. If I execute this program for 100 times, what is the value of a and b? What is the value of a and b? A and b values are 15 and 12. You execute the same code for 100 times, a and b values are same values. What if you want to change the values? You have to go here, you have to change the code, then you compile, so then that will be reflected. So now your values of a and b are getting modified to 17 and 55, right? Otherwise the values of a and b are 15 and 12. So you execute for n number of times, you'll get the same values. But whereas in going to this dynamic input, always you can give a different input whenever you run the code. That means you can always change the numbers whatever you wish. Whenever you are running the code, you can change the input. So first time I want to give it 15 and 12. Second time I want to give it 50 and 70. Next time I want to give it 70 and 100. Next time I want to give it 80 and 90. Every time you can change your inputs when it is a dynamic input. That means when you are running the code, you will give the input there. Whereas in compile time, so it is static. It is fixed. So the fixed values of A and B are assigned to like 20 and 30. So they will be assigned to A and B. So the input which you are giving by using the assignment operation, the input which you are giving with assignment operation, so that is called as static input. The input which you are giving in runtime, that is by using a scanf function, that is called as dynamic input. Got it? So now we'll see how to write this scanf function. So this scanf function, it looks like this. So it is almost similar to your printf. So you'll have a control string in the double quotations.
But scan it will scan our program.
It is for input. It is not for scanning the program. Scanf is a name. Scanf is a name given to your function.
Okay, sir.
So you'll have a control string. So that control string is written in the double quotations here. And after the end of the double quotations, you will have the arguments. So here also, the number of format specifiers in the control string should match with the number of arguments you write. Okay. So, but what we'll have in the control string? So control string in scanf will purely consist of format specifiers. Nothing other than format specifiers. Nothing other than format specifiers. Nothing. You will write only format specifiers, not even a white space. See, I want to I'll just show you here. See, I have an integer variable a here. Okay, if I want to read a dynamic input for this a, I'll write like this: scanf. In the double quotations, I'll write the format specifier. So what is the format specifier for integer data? It is percentile %d. And at the end of the control string, I'll give a comma. And when you are writing the arguments here, arguments will be prefixed. The name of the variable is prefixed with the symbol, end symbol. So this symbol is called as ampersand. This symbol is called as ampersand. We'll call it as ampersand A. So this is how I'll read an input for the variable A. Okay. Suppose you have another variable, say float x. If you want to read input for this x, I'll read scanf. What is the format specifier for float data? It is percentile f. For integer, it is percentile d. For float, it is percentile f, comma, ampersand x. Okay. So you can even combine these two statements. So these two scanf statements can be combined. So how you can combine? See, scanf. So you have two variables a and x. So what is the data type of a? That is integer. So format specifier is percentile d. So what is the format specifier for float? It is percentile f. So close the double quotations, comma, percentile a, percentile x. So that means all the arguments should be prefixed with this, all the arguments. So whatever are the arguments you are writing in the scanf, every argument should be prefixed with this symbol called ampersand. So you have to follow the order. What order you have to follow? See, you have two format specifiers here. So one is for percentile A and one is for percentile X. So first is integer format specifier and next is float format specifier. So you can write any number of format specifiers like this. Depending on the values you want to take input, you can write any number of format specifiers and that many number of arguments you can write in the arguments list. See, we'll just try to modify our previous program which we discussed, like swapping of two numbers. See, what is my input here for A and B? So instead of taking input directly here, I'll take a dynamic input. I'll say scanf in the double quotations. So I need two integers here. I'll say two format specifiers for integer data, comma. The first one is percentile A, sorry, ampersand A, and second one is ampersand B. So you make sure you don't give even a white space in the control string of a scanf. In the control string of a scanf, you should not give even a white space. You can give a white space in the argument, that is fine, but no white space in the control string also. See, here the values of A and B are not fixed. Whenever you are running the code, that you see, when you compile the code, it will not ask you anything. So that got compiled successfully. When you run the code, it expects two integer values from you. When you give two integer values, then only it can apply that operations. Let us say if I am giving the values like 33 is one number, 55 is another number. So before swapping, A value is 33 and B value is 55. And after swapping, A value is 55 and B value is 33. So these are the values that is given by the user when he is running the code. At runtime, the user is providing the values. So next time, if I run the same code for the next time, it will take a new values. I'll say 65 and 98. See, every time you run the code, you can give a new set of values, a new set of A and B. So this is what a dynamic input. Most of the cases will give dynamic input only, not the static input. And very rare cases will go with the static input, that is by using that assignment operation. In most of the cases, the input is given or taken by using the scanf. So you people able to follow how to write the scanf? Hello?
Hello?
You, yes, you are able to understand or not?
Yes, a little.
You have to practice more for how to write a scanf.
Okay,
So
sir.
previously we have written some programs, so like addition, calculating reminder, calculating multiplication. So for all those programs, you try to replace the input with a dynamic input, so by using the scanf. So you just remove that A equal to and B equal to statements, and you try to replace those statements with the scanf. So for every data type, we have a format specifier. If it is integer, we'll write it as percentile D. Okay. If it is float, we'll write like percentile F. If it is a character, we'll write like percentile C. If it is a long int, we'll write like a percentile LD. So like that, for every data type, we have a specific format specifier. So you just try to remember at least these three as of now: integer, float, and character. Okay. So will you try those programs with the dynamic input? So you people try how to just try to modify them. The previous we have written like 4 or 5 programs we have. So you just try to modify those the previous programs from static input to dynamic input. So you just write down that scanner statement, how to get the values. Okay. So that is for today's session. So if you have any doubts, you can just
No, sir, nothing doubts.